Hi, it's Chris, and this is a review of today's reading. We're reading through the Bible in a year, and chronologically, and we are in New Testament in John chapter 10 and Luke chapter 13 and 14 on this October 18th day. And we read about the Good Shepherd and his sheep. And the one thing that stood out to me in this, in John 10, verse 10, the thief's purpose is to steal and kill and destroy. That's our enemy. We have an enemy, and that's his job. That's what he's after. My purpose, that'd be Jesus, is to give them a rich and satisfying life. That's the purpose of Jesus. That's what he wants to do for us. That's us. That's what he's doing for us and with us. But we do have an enemy against us that roars a lion that prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking to devour those he can. So be cautious. It's there. Let's see. He talks about Jesus claiming to be the Son of God. People don't believe him. He's like, dude, do you guys know? You guys... Well, and here's the thing. They were looking for a political leader, and Jesus wasn't about that. He's a spiritual king. He is the king. He is God. He is the Messiah that saves us from death, not from political death. That is the important thing. And then he talks about the narrow door. He talks about the flock, the sheep, knowing his voice and following him. And those that don't know that are not his sheep. They're just not going to follow him. Not going to go that way. Jesus grieves over Jerusalem. He says, and we know we know that Jerusalem, there's been many prophets killed, and he grieves over that. And he wants to heal them, and he wants those people, his chosen people, the people that he set apart for himself. God did. He says that. He says that about the Israelites. I have set you apart. You are my people. But yet his people reject him. And so we get to another point where he says, hey, we get the story of the great feast in Luke 14, verses 15 through 24. He says, when these people that I've invited to come to this great feast, this is how God's going to put it. I've invited these people to be at this great feast, and then they make all the excuses for not wanting to come, as the Israelites do. He goes out and invites anybody, any human being he invites in. And we are those human beings. We're the Gentiles. And we can come into the fold because the Jews rejected him. And now we are still image bearers of God. We're just not part of his chosen people. But we've been invited in because they rejected him. Oof. Woe to them. Sad to them. Then he talks about, then he heals on the Sabbath. They try to catch him in that. He teaches about humility. That's a big deal. He says those who humble themselves will be exalted, and those who exalt themselves go to that first place position, they'll be humbled. That's the way that works. That's how that is. He says, humble yourself. That way you get a chance to be exalted. If you exalt yourself or try to place yourself in a spot that you don't belong, you'll be put in your place. You get an opportunity to be humbled. He talks about this too in a couple verses before, where I don't even remember where it was out now, but I've read where, in the kingdom of heaven, that we will see those that were nothing here on earth are all of a sudden great in the kingdom of heaven, and those that were great here on earth are nothing in the kingdom of heaven. We'll see that. So where do you want to be? He also talks about how to earn rewards in heaven. He says, when you give a feast, you give a banquet, don't invite all your friends and all your family and everything that can pay you back. Invite people that can't pay you back. Then you'll get rewards in heaven for that. So seek to do good, not for the sake of doing good, to honor our Lord that's called us to be better than anybody else, or better than the world. Not sorry, anybody else, but better than the world, to serve others, to love others in that special way. Yep. We're called to love one another as he loved us. And he loved us enough to lay down his life while we are yet still sinners. He chose the cross. He didn't want it, but he chose it because he loves us that much.